today I'm really excited to take you on a journey into something that I feel very passionate about. But before we arrive, I really invite you to take a moment to land, to arrive in this session, to really, take a deep breath, take a moment to be here. Maybe close your eyes for a second. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, giving it a little bit of a sigh. Another deep breath in, out through the mouth, and really tuning in to your body, your vessel, this beautiful body that was given to you, that is your vessel here on earth to journey in. Can you tune in? Can you maybe do a little body scan starting at the top of your head? Becoming aware of your mind, the chatter that is probably still going on from what you were doing just a moment ago. And then scanning your throat, your voice. How does your voice in your throat feel? And then moving down towards your heart. If it feels good, you can put your hands on your heart for a moment to really connect with self, connect with you. Yes, we're going to talk about dearmouring in this session, but first and foremost, I want to give you that connection to your body, to your heart, to who you are as a person. And if you have your hands on your heart, maybe that's a beautiful moment for some intention setting. Why are you here today? What do you want to learn? What do you want to experience? What are you curious about? Is there something that, is coming to your awareness whenever you are here, tuning into your heart? And then when you move your hands down towards your solar plexus, just right in the middle of your belly, in between your rib cage and the middle of your body, can you tune in to this place of power? When was the last time that you were really holding this center of your inner power? What is your solar plexus saying? How is it feeling? Maybe your intention has something to do with inner power. Maybe you want to feel more powerful and alive, soulful, sensual, embodied. And then moving your hands down towards your belly, still with your eyes closed. The center of emotions, the center of aliveness, of sensuality, of sexuality. It all lives here in your belly. And maybe you can tune in. Is my belly relaxed? Am I breathing deep into my belly? Maybe this is a great moment to take another deep breath in. All the way down, send it into your belly. Let your belly expand and then exhaling. This rising and falling like the tides, like the waves of the ocean. Can you feel that? Maybe it's subtle, maybe it's very alive. There's no right and wrong when we scan the body. And then moving down, if it feels good, you can put your hands on your genitals, your sex center, your root. Taking a moment there to connect your hands. When was the last time that you tuned in to this place? When was the last time you touched yourself there without any goal, without wanting anything to achieve, just being here. Reclaiming your inner leadership and sensual power also starts from connecting with your root, with your sexual chakra, with your genitals. And then letting go of the hands, let them land somewhere on the body, maybe on the legs, still keeping your eyes closed. And then feeling into your legs, your beautiful legs. The roots of your body that you stand on, that carry you. And then all the way down to your feet. Feeling your feet, are they standing on the ground? Can you connect with the earth beneath you? Can you connect with the heartbeat of our planet, of Pachamama, Mother Earth, tuning in, becoming quiet so we can hear the whispers. And then taking one final deep breath here. All the way down, 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 down into the body. Exhaling. And then slowly opening your eyes and coming back into the space. Yeah, in this workshop today, I will invite a lot of presence, a lot of breath, a lot of safety. I truly believe that transformation, true transformation in the body, comes from reestablishing safety of being with this vessel. And I personally have had a whole journey with that throughout my life, where I have suppressed so many emotions and feelings, happenings that, yeah, happened to me during childhood, in my teenage years, and for a long time into my adulthood, I did not want to feel all these things that actually happened to me, all these emotions that I had felt, because it just felt too overwhelming. And today I will tell you more about the beautiful practice of dearmoring and guide you into a little bit of a self dearmoring practice so you can also follow along and, yeah, really tap into the power of this ancient practice. But before we do that, I always open every session that I give online and offline with a beautiful oracle card, just to see what spirit is bringing to the table, what is happening right now, what we can tune into, if there's any guidance in that. So I brought with me the Ancient Stones, a beautiful deck by Rebecca Campbell. And there's already a card. And it says, nothing is impossible. Open to the unexpected. You will find a way. And that's beautiful, because in a way that is what the armory can bring. Nothing is impossible. Anything can happen. And we for sure have to be open to the unexpected. I'll read the card. Sometimes paths appear in the most unexpected places. Barriers that we previously believed were in our way suddenly roll away and assist us on our journey. Obstacles that we thought were stopping us from progressing create holy detours that lead us to an unexpected destiny. This is that card, the one that encourages you to turn your gaze upward and believe in the impossible. Things will likely not turn out the way you thought they would, or even the way you may have hoped. However, in the end, it's possible that they will turn out even better than you could have imagined. Many faith paths urge us to embrace life's changes and trust that if something is for us, it cannot be taken from us. For our destiny, when embraced, is written in stone. If life hasn't been going to plan, fret not, because things are being woven on your behalf. Your path and desires haven't been forgotten. They're just a little different from what you thought. Have faith, trust, and an open mind and heart. You will find a way through it, and in a day not too distant, you'll see how life has been unfolding for you every step of the way. The activation says, I open my mind and heart to the unexpected, and everything is working out on my behalf, which is really beautiful because my personal mantra in life is everything is always working out for you. And even if it doesn't, it still does. So it's really beautiful that we have this card. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this guidance. Thank you for being here with us. Um, yeah, after this grounding practice, this arrival in this space, setting your personal intention maybe, and reading this card, I would love to bring you along in the art of de-armoring. And the art of de-armoring is basically releasing the tension, the shame, the old stories, the trauma, everything that the body holds. I always say the body keeps the score through touch, through breath, sound, and movement, so that the body can release these energies that are trapped in the body. So when you believe that the body holds the score, it also means that on a subconscious level, so something that we're not aware of, that we're not conscious about, we hold a lot of tension in the body. And this can be different for anybody. But there are things that speak to everyone and that we often really relate to. For example, stress and tension in our shoulders. In this day and age, with modern technology, with being on our phones all the time, with scrolling on Instagram, with being on the computer, we tend to like clench and hunch our shoulders. And when we work a lot, then we feel that there's so much that is here stored in our shoulders. And so it's really, really, really beautiful if you practice self de-armoring or do a practice with a practitioner, that you tune into your body of where do I feel I hold the most tension? Where do I feel that over time I have stored shame and guilt? So another great example besides the shoulders is the genitals. We almost all grow up in society that sex is shameful, sex is bad, you can get pregnant from it, you can get STIs or STDs. It's dangerous. So we have to protect ourselves from that. So, this natural connection to our sexuality, which is in essence a source of power that we can really tap into and live from, is disconnected. And when we do de-armoring with a practitioner and we work on the genitals, we can also have internal de-armoring that releases the shame and the guilt that is held and stored inside of the body. This is a really advanced practice, and I always say that I really recommend that you do this with a very skilled practitioner that has been doing that for many years, or you start there with self de-armoring as well. There's so much that we can do with our own fingers, with our own breath, with our own body. It's truly amazing what I have seen with clients in the past who go on this path and they really transform in a way a numb yoni or a numb vagina or a man who has, for example, erection problems into soft and healthy tissue that works in such a pleasant and way more alive way, so to say. Yeah, after we release this tension in the body, more energy can actually flow through. So more life force energy, that's the essence, the power that we work with in Tantra, starts to flow through the body so that we can feel more powerful, so that we can become better leaders, so that we're more confident to use our voice. And that is the beauty for me, the energy that we're sometimes not really attuned to, or that is dormant in the body, because of all the tension, then finally has a chance to move freely. And I always explain you have to imagine it as if there are highways that are running through our body. And on this highway, there are driving a lot of cars. They're moving the energy through the body. But when there is trauma or big emotions that you experience that you're not allowing yourself to feel, the cars have an accident and they create a big blockage in the body so that the energy cannot flow anymore. And dearmoring is basically the practice of removing the cars that had an accident from the body so that it can run freely again. Yeah, and for me, that really taps into what is important for a leader. A leader wants to feel free, has access to unlimited energy, is in clarity, in presence, first and foremost with him or herself, and from there with other people. Yeah. The practice of de-armoring has a lot to do with surrender. It has to do a lot with allowing. If you have a difficult relationship with the word surrender, or if you're listening to this and you think to yourself, oh, I often find it quite difficult to surrender, then you can think about allowing your body to open, to let the energy move. And when we go into the practice, this will all start to make a lot more sense. The last thing that I want to say is that for me, sensual power is not about seduction for others, for your partner, for a potential date outside when you meet people, but first and foremost about the current state of your body. Can you feel your own life force energy? Are you embodied? Are you alive inside your body? And when we experience injuries and traumas, we often can't or not to the full capacity that we have. Yeah. So when we have a practice of self de-armoring, I have to say upfront that in a session or with yourself, you can experience visions, you can experience um, past lives, you can have suppressed memories that come up, or it can just feel as an emotion, any emotion, from anger to rage to grief to sadness. The whole range of emotions is possible to feel. So it's not necessarily only a sensual or pleasurable emotion. No, I always, yeah, introduce every session with the given that this process can be really painful for the body. It can be really painful to start to free up these highways because it has been so long that the disconnect was there with your body that it takes some time to really release that. Yeah. So, about self de armoring, you don't always need a practitioner to practice this. It is so beautiful to reconnect with your own body by self touch, especially if it is without goal, and especially if you remove any outcome from the occasion. And if you really dare to just be with your body, even if nothing happens. Maybe if you do this in the future and you use this practice, maybe you will be stuck or numb for the 20 minutes. Or the opposite happens. You're completely overwhelmed by what's happening. That's all very normal. Your own touch can actually transform your life. And that is where, for me, the connection with radical self leadership comes in. Because if you're not connected to your own body, if you're not present, if you're not home in these centers that we started with at the beginning of this session, if you can't tune in to all these different parts of your body and you don't have any awareness of what's happening in your heart, in your belly, in your throat, in your mind, if it's just happening, how can you be a leader? How can you be a sensual, empowered, strong, and vulnerable, soft leader in this world? And Yeah, that's different for everyone that is tuning in. Maybe your leadership looks very different from mine. But I know one thing, whatever you're doing in your life, embodiment is the gateway to truly experience love, power, connection, trust, expansion. And for me, those elements are very important for a leader. Let's take a deep breath. In all of this, I find it really important to put the emphasis on being curious with your own body. When you first start out with doing this, just be open to whatever happens. Just feel that you're allowing yourself to let anything that comes up rise, and that everything can be there, that you don't judge yourself, that you don't shame yourself. We have been judged and shamed enough in our lives by our parents, in high school, by society. Yeah? Be gentle with yourself. Be curious towards yourself. Be loving towards yourself. And remember that when you do this practice over and over again, and yes, it takes time, it doesn't happen overnight. Like all the undoing and the unraveling takes time. So when you do this, remember that the outcome or the benefits in the long run can be more sensitivity in the body, releasing of any numbness or pain, unlocking sensual flow, feeling more pleasure throughout the whole body, having this potential for full body orgasms, feeling more safe and powerful in your own skin, feeling more confident. All these things are truly there if you commit to this practice. And I always say that starting out with at least once a week in a beautiful self ritual is a great start. Just any moment when you have 45 minutes, 30 minutes, where you can be with yourself, where you can create a little ritual, where you set up a sacred space, where you choose some really beautiful music, some oil, you put out some candles. When you truly make it a ritual, it can be such deep work where true transformation can occur. And during this practice, there are actually three very important things that you can do yourself. Also, when you go to a professional dearmouring session, and that is breath, sound, and movement. If you're not breathing, the cars are not moving. If you're not sounding, your body is actually not releasing the stuck energy. And if you're not moving, if you're not being in the body and seeing how it actually wants to move organically, then you're not actually in the body, but still maybe dissociating or tuning out or just not being aware of what's happening. And the technique for self de-armoring is actually really easy. It has a lot to do with giving pressure to certain points in the body. And the technique is really, really simple. So when we're going into the practice, you will see that I'm also finding certain spots, and I will also help you guide yourself towards that. But when you find a spot that is actually a bit sore or maybe even painful or numb when you arrive there, the body actually communicates this by itself. So you can really train that part inside of you where you really start to learn how your body responds and how it feels from the inside out. So when you touch yourself, you're not touching yourself from the outside in, but actually from the inside out. And then the technique is really simple. When you have found that spot, you take a deep breath in, and on the out breath, you push into that point until you feel that, yeah, there's really, really some pressure there, but it's not too much. I always say it's this point where you can still feel the expansion, you can still breathe, you can still sound, you can still move, as I explained, but it is giving enough pressure for the body to have that signal of, oh, okay, we're going to release something. And then I always work with a pain scale from 1 to 10. And that is important for you to be aware of in your mind while you tune into your body. 10 is, I feel like it's extremely painful and I feel way too much. And 1 is, of course, I feel nothing. And then we say that 7 is heaven. So between 7 or 8, if you want to give yourself a little push, which is absolutely really beautiful in certain moments, then go towards an 8, but around the 7 is heaven. So when you push into that point into your body, go towards the 7, feel where you can still be in expansion, but where there's also this internal feeling of release. So when you do this self-dearmoring practice, when you use this as a gateway into becoming a more embodied, sensual, alive leader, you become your own healer, your own lover, and your own leader. So before you lead for anybody else, you become that for yourself. And the relationship with yourself, your own source of self-love, of self-worth, is the most important thing on this planet. If you're not full, if your cup is not full, how can you give to other people? How can you be an example on this planet if you're not really connected to yourself? So you meet with the places within you that were once maybe silenced, and you give them permission to breathe again. And that is for me also why this is, part of the tantric path. It's part of being a tantrika who knows how to work with energy, who loves to be in the body, who is tapped into that life force energy that runs through your body, and who knows to work with that in this lifetime. And for me, I feel this practice is absolutely something that has the possibility to truly change and transform your life. Take a deep breath. Beautiful. So when we go into the practice in a little bit, I want you to know that your body is your guide, and whatever I say or do is only an invitation. So often I feel we cross our own boundaries, sometimes without even knowing. And so often in life, we have outsourced our power to other people. And how would it be to take that power back? How would it be to, if I suggest something and your body actually says no, or maybe, or pause, or stop? How would it be to actually honor that? How would it feel to be so rooted in your own truth that you know in any given moment how to be with that and how to honor that? If everyone on this planet would do that, I honestly think we would transform the world. If we would move into this new era of true leadership that comes from the body, that comes from connection with spirit, in believing that there is something that is bigger than ourselves, from listening to our intuition, listening to the whispers within. If we really truly practice that, if this would be the transformation on the planet happening today, we would have a different world tomorrow. And the beauty is you can start with that today. So be aware there's this level of consent with yourself. You decide how deep you go. You decide if you want to stop. You want to decide if you have the camera on or off. My guidance would be to always, always move slowly, with the breath, the sound, and the movement, and to welcome and allow any of the sensations that come up, even if it's numbness or tension or pleasure. Because for me, it is not about forcing, but it is about listening. And if you access a deeper layer where there is potentially trauma stuck, trust in your own power of holding yourself through that. And by maybe for the first time in your life, allowing yourself to move through this trauma by feeling the emotions that are stuck and connected to it. I deeply believe that this work has the potential to tap into those traumas, to tap into the stuck energy that is there in our body, to make sure that you can live a more happy and free life. Also, with the certain parts of the body that I will guide you into at any given time. You can choose a different body part to work on. You can stop. Just know you're in control. You're really, yeah, the boss of your own body, always, always, always. And this is that moment where we take our power back. And this is this moment where, after this, even if it's just a little teeny tiny bit, you will feel more empowered in your leadership, in the power of your body, and being tuned in to that sensual source that we all have inside of us. So that from there, yeah, you can start to transform your life on all levels. I always say that when I work with the level of the body with this work, you will see transformations happening in all areas of your life. So, without further ado, I would love to take you into a practice, and then afterwards I'll bring you back. I will see if there are any questions, and then we go into a little closing ritual, and then we're at the end of this workshop. If you have any questions so far, you can always type them in the chat box. And make sure that you have a comfortable place. You can do this anywhere. You can do this sitting, you can do this laying down, whatever feels good. If you have access to a place where you feel more comfortable, feel free to take this practice there. But I actually do it here, sitting straight up, just on a chair. And it's all about tuning into the body and moving with what comes up and what is showing itself through this practice. You can do the practice with your eyes closed if you want. If that helps you to truly tune in to the body. And just start with taking some beautiful breaths all the way down through the body. Just softly breathing, however it feels good to you in this moment. Relaxing, softening. Then slowly, slowly bring your hands to your own face. Just lay your hands on your cheeks. Maybe softly stroke your cheeks, your chin, maybe your eyebrows and your forehead. Just the softest of touch, feeling the sensations underneath your fingertips. It's nice to go behind the ears, on the neck, and keep moving. Softly, slowly, nothing needs to happen yet. your hands find your chest, your heart. And just let your hands arrive on your heart, the same as we did in the beginning of the session. Breathing into your heart space, tuning into your heart that has had heartbreak, grief, pain, but also love and the experience of beauty. And with your eyes closed, you can tune into a very loving and beautiful memory that comes to mind that touched your heart. Can you feel that there is a slight opening, a slight softening in your heart? And maybe when you have this beautiful memory, can you become aware or feel into your heart if there is anything that is underneath, a sadness or a pain, anything where your heart was broken, hurt, betrayed. And then in this next moment, with your hands on your heart, slowly start to move your hands in circles over your heart space. If you don't know what I mean, or in any moment you need guidance, you can look to me on the screen. Just massaging the middle of your heart, your chest, where you feel the bones of your ribs come together. Just massaging them with small circles. Already tuning in if there are any sore spots, maybe on the left or maybe on the right. Keep breathing. Keep sounding. It can be really good to use the ah or the a or the o on the exhale. And then maybe see if you can also move a bit towards the left and a bit towards the right. Just examining your chest, your heart space, all the way towards the armpits by these circular motions. And then if at a certain point you feel a bit where there is more tension, where there is a little bit of an ache, can you land there? Let your fingers rest there for a moment. And tune into that point. Just make connection between your hands, your breath, your skin, and something that is lying underneath there. And then with a deep breath in, on the out breath, you push into that point. With an exhale with sound, going towards that pain level of a 7 is heaven. If your body makes any other movements or motions, it wants to shake or move a little bit, let it. It's the body actually releasing. And massage it. Go a little deeper, push a little harder into that point. And then let go of it. And then maybe move to the other side of your chest. It can be in the middle, in between the rib cage, or more towards the armpits where I feel something in this instant. And when your hand arrives on a different point, do the same thing, tuning in between the fingertips and the skin. Feel that point. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Pushing into the body. You can actually really give some pressure. Keep breathing, keep sounding. The more you sound, the more you breathe, the more you release. Massaging that point just with your fingertips. If you want to give more pressure, you can even use both hands. And then slowly letting go of that point. And now with your hands, hold those 2 points that we've just worked on. And just hold it. Just feel if there are any emotions already happening. Everything is welcome. Allow everything. Just be there. Give yourself full permission. And one final breath. And then we're gonna move with our hand towards our left armpit. See if you can squeeze your armpit a little bit. We hold a lot of tension inside our armpits. There's a lot of fear, vulnerability, suppressed power, ancient memories that are all here stored in the armpit. So squeeze it a little bit. Keep breathing. Really hold that muscle, that big muscle that you can feel that is there. Maybe holds tension. And if you can use your own fingers for the examination of your armpits. This is how you take your power back. This is how you become a sensual leader in this world, by releasing what is stuck there. When you have found a spot, if your finger finds that real tiny pressure point that seems to hold a lot of tension, hold your finger there, breathe in, and then push. Push into that point. Sound. Make small circles. Move the body, move the shoulder if it feels good. Keep pressing, keep releasing. And then slowly let go. Move your hand to your right armpit. Squeeze your armpits. Body can really have something, so squeeze it, hold it. Whatever feels good, let your inner wisdom guide you. Let your fingers feel if there is any tension inside or underneath the armpits where we hold so much. And when you have found a spot, breathe in. On the out breath, push. Again, if any emotions come up, welcome them, allow them. If you feel rage, you can scream. If you feel grief, you can cry. If you feel numb, just stay present. Just stay present with the numbness. And then take another deep breath here. And then let go of the hands. Now we're gonna warm up the armpits. This is how we awaken the energy between our hands. We're gonna move towards our chest and for women towards our breasts. So see it as an invitation. If you want to work more on the heart of the armpits, you're more than welcome. But otherwise, this is a moment you can let your hands rest on your breasts or on your chest. To really feel your own chest, your own breast.
Take this here and I give it what?
Breast massage is one of the most powerful practices that we can do. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. There's so much tension we hold. After you have had your hands on your chest, start to kind of squeeze from the armpits towards the side of your chest or your breasts, towards the front. And again, you can really use some pressure here. It really is about awakening that power within, the strength that you have, and letting go of the tension that you hold. Really squeezing, massaging, holding your own flesh, your skin, your body, your pleasure, your power, your leadership. And we awaken some energy by rubbing our fists over the top of our chest. You can even use your knuckles if you want. Sounding while you do this, breathing while you do this. Going towards the middle. Here is your chest on your breasts. The middle. You can do this on top of your clothes. You can do it underneath your clothes. The privacy of your own body. With some oil. Tap with loose fists. You can hear the sound that I make. You can go a little bit underneath your armpits, on the side, other side. Different sounds. You can shake the body between. Don't become stiff. See if you have to relax your neck, your shoulders for a moment. And then we use the palm of our hand to almost like push out that energy while you use the breath from the body. Even towards the arms, to the side, away from the heart. Always away, always out of the body. And then one more time, see if we can examine the skin, the spots where you feel more tension. If you have found one and you have arrived there with your hand, with your fingertips, hold your fingers there. The dearmouring again, breathing in and then pushing into that point.
Release this point.
On the other side,
Release this point.
find one.
Set it free.
Breathe in, see if found your spot. Push in on the exhale.
Put it out.
Breathe.
Call it in.
Set out.
Reality. This. Right here. With me.
And then let go.
May
Let
you
your
know in your
hands
bones that this earth
rest
is your
somewhere
home.
on your
May
chest
you
space
feel
where
in
you
your
just
soul
worked on.
you are
You
worthy
can
and
hold your
whole.
breasts.
May
You
you
can hold your
know
heart.
in your bones
You can
that
even
this
hug
earth
yourself.
is your home. May you feel that you
Arrive here
belong.
in this moment
May you
of
know
feeling
in
the
your
energy that
bones
is
that
running
this
through your
earth is
body.
your home. May you feel in your soul you are worthy and whole. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. May you know in your
There are
bones
still
that
any
this
emotions
earth
coming.
is your
Let
home.
them
May you feel in your
arise.
soul you are worthy and whole. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel that you belong. May you know in your bones that this earth is your home. May you feel in your soul you are worthy and whole. May you know in your bones that this earth is your
You
home.
want to tell your
May
body
you feel
that
that you
it's safe,
belong.
that you've got it, that you love your body, that you're here for your body, that you will take care of your body, that you are in control. Let the breath calm down. There are still emotions, just let them be. Thank yourself for being brave. Thank yourself for taking the time for tuning into this practice. Maybe you want to make a promise to yourself that you're gonna come back here more often. You're gonna listen more. That you're gonna be tuned in more. That you dare to listen to the subtle whispers. The body always speaks. And yes, the body also truly holds the score. And in your own timing, you can either stay here for a bit longer, or you can slowly open your eyes and come back into the space. It's always a great idea to journal after self-dearmoring, actually after all the practices that you do. What has happened? How did it feel? What insights came up? What do I need to remember? Maybe you have heard messages or any guidance from spirits. The more we live from this attuned body, the more we chances that I could teach you about something that I am so very passionate about. In this moment, I am in the Netherlands, so if you feel you want to experience this in a private session, I'm available for dearmouring work, for intimacy coaching, for